In this video, we're going to talk about some of the more advanced capabilities that an AdvertServe ad campaign offers as far as you being able to control exactly how the campaign runs just the way you like it. So I'm looking at an existing campaign that I recently created. It is associated with an advertiser. It has a single media type associated with it, and it's been assigned to a single zone. So you can see here, we've got the name of the campaign. You have status, which allows you to disable and turn the campaign on and off. Then you have the campaign schedule. You could set it to run at a certain date. You can set it to stop at a certain time. You can set it to run at specific times of day and at specific days of the week. Then you can define its limits. You can tell it that it can get a certain amount, say 100,000 impressions you want to give it. And if you click even distribution, we'll try to average those impressions between the start date and the end date on average to the best of our abilities. It's not, can never be perfectly predicted. You could also modify it by daily views, but generally speaking, max views plus even distribution should cover most use cases. If you're selling the user a certain amount of clicks, you could define clicks, other actions like that. Campaign capping means you can define how frequently the ads will show. So for example, you want it to show one ad a day is one way you could do, view it, limit, 10 times a day if you want. Allow duplicates is very useful. Let's say you've uploaded 3 different banner sizes, but you only want one of them at a time to run. You should prevent duplicates. Otherwise, you might end up with multiple ads from the same campaign showing up at once. Similarly, you might limit it to only show a certain amount of ads per page view. Campaign rates, you can, for your own internal accounting system, write down for yourself how much you're charging the advertiser, and you can then generate reports as to how profitable your campaign was. Let's say you have $6 CPM, you'll be able to run reports based off of that. Campaign alerts allows you to send alerts to yourself or your clients, letting them know that the campaign has reached certain goals or passed certain milestones or needs to be renewed. You have the option over here of sending it to your advertisers. Competitor exclusion is useful. You can make sure that this campaign does not run concurrently on the same page as some competitors. You can just tell it that client X is a competitor, and we'll make sure not to run those ads at the same time. Custom targeting is some advanced targeting features. Geographic targeting is much more commonly used. You can define by continent, country, state, zip codes, paste in a list of zip codes and paste it right in. And your campaign will only show to those people. Keyword targeting parses your entire site's content and makes sure to only show ads that are associated with certain keywords that are in that article. So if you have an article about food processors and you want to promote this food processor banner ad only on those pages, you can automate that by putting those keywords right in here. Network targeting allows you to target by IP addresses to focus on certain areas. Publisher targeting is for networks. If you have a network of multiple websites and you want this campaign to only run on certain ones or not on others, then you can exclude or include certain publishers in that. Refer is telling you who you're going to track, who is actually bringing the client in, where the client is actually coming from. Software targeting includes things like the devices that they're browsing from, desktop and mobile, actual screen sizes that you can control. And then visitor retargeting allows you to add code on your actual target website, that third-party advertiser website. You can place a code there, target your advertisers, and then run this campaign to make sure it gets shown to those past visitors. It's a great way to get the most ROI from a campaign, but making sure that it's not showing to a random person, but it's showing to retargeting an existing visitor. And similar to that, you can have a visitor tagging, which allows you to tag the person into a certain segment, certain people who've, let's say, visited a part of your site, and you want to show it to those type of things. And based on certain views, segments, or actions that you've defined in the past in AdvertServe and integrated that code to your website, you can then make sure that your campaign targets all those people. So don't forget to press Save Changes in the end, and you can see you have a vast array of settings that you can define and apply to any campaign.